What you're about to see features an eye-watering 570 carats of black and white diamonds. It weighs in at over 13 kilograms. To tell us more about the Everest Trophy and to unveil it, please welcome Laurie Macri, Chairman of the Australian Turf Club.
The trophy is a work of art, and you could be forgiven for thinking that the Australian Turf Club and Racing New South Wales would hold the trophy in perpetuity. That is, it's only on loan for the winner for the year. But that's not the case. The Everest Trophy, which is the most valuable trophy in the world, will be given to the winning connections to keep.
It is a really nice trophy actually. It's quite unique, and those black diamonds were sparkling in the sun here as we watched it get unveiled at the Star. So yeah, it's deserving of a lovely trophy like that, that's for sure.
What a great photo of the four jockeys with the trophy, with the harbour bridge and the Opera House in the background. If you've got the asset, flaunt it.
In 2 weeks' time, $10 million in prize money and a $300,000 trophy. Have a look at it. It is magnificent.
Who's the best jeweller in town? Nick Cerrone. We go to him, we say, we want a wow factor of a trophy. We want to get away from the cups. We want to get away from the tradition, yesterday's world. We want to get into the new world. What can you do for us? And we had meeting after meeting with Nick. He brought mini trotters in, and you know, because he's an artist.
There was a lot of mistake been made, and the trophy had to be remade a number of times because, as you can see, the size of the trophy is it's huge.
7,777 black diamonds in this trophy. There she is there. We have 27 kilograms of silver. We've got 2 rubies for the eyes. 924 man hours to create that.
Mr. Melendez wasn't a very nice guy at the beginning. He really pushed the boundary, and really I think an artist needs to be pushed the boundary. I think that's really the combination of both of us, him pushing and me under pressure, and I think people work much better under pressure.
It took a lot of work, but he's come up with a product that even he thinks he's excelled himself. It is the wow factor. Everybody that's seen the trophy has just gone, wow. And that's another thing, you know, modern, fresh trophy that everyone's going to look at and say, God, how good's that? And everywhere we've been, people are getting selfies with the trophy. It's gained a personality in itself. You know, it's generated that little bit of charisma as well as the race. You know, and that was part of the strategic plan of this event, was to, one, get controversy, one, get slot owners, and get a wow factor trophy, and then do it differently when the race meeting's on. And that's not all going to happen in 1 year. It's going to happen over time. But it's got to be different. It's got to be something you haven't seen in racing before. You've got to improve our product.
It's one of the best things I've ever made, and I made things for royal families, I made things for the Catholic Church, for the Pope. This is one of the ultimate things in my life.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Sydney Harbour. That's right, we're out on the harbour on this magnificent vessel, and as you can see behind us, what is more Sydney than the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge? Well, maybe after Saturday the Everest will be as much a part of Sydney as are these famous landmarks. Welcome to the barrier draw for the $10 million Tab Everest coming up this Saturday, and the build-up begins right now, the serious build-up as we draw the barriers. Mark Van Gestel, the first horse out of the gates.
Horse number 9.
Horse 9, which is English.
12.
Barrier 12, the outside gate.
Oh look, I think obviously we'll ride her quiet. We'll be riding her to her strength, and just hopefully they overdo it in front, and we're the last one on the scene.
Horse 1, Chautauqua. Barrier 5. John Hawkes wanted 5. It really doesn't matter to him, does it?
When I heard of the $10 million Everest, first thoughts I thought was I wasn't going to get a ride fast enough to get into the race. So very thankful I've landed the plum right on Chautauqua and from Team Hawks and Connections, and very thankful for obviously Peter Volandis and Racing New South Wales putting the race on.
Horse 3 is Redzel. The James Harron slot. Chris Ward going to draw. Team Snowden and Kerrin McAvoy, they have got barrier 4.
I'm happy with my horse Redzel. He's been a dominant victory his last couple, and he's got a good record at Randwick, and his trial and work since has been fantastic. Saddled him this morning, and pleased with how he's come along. So my bum's itching to get on the saddle on Saturday.
Horse 2, Vega Magic. How are you feeling, Max?
Confident, mate.
Confident? I can tell you 11 and 12 are gone, but 10's still there.
I didn't do very well the barrier draw on Tuesday on the boat. Boat rocked, I picked the wrong ball out, that's my excuse. We drew 10, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
See you out there on Saturday, $10 million, the richest race in the world on turf, and it's at Royal Randwick, right in our backyard here in Sydney.
The Everest is just one sleep away, and it's all systems go as Australian Turf Club staff prepare Royal Randwick for Sydney's biggest race day ever.
Look, I expect the track to play pretty fair and even right across. The track's currently rated a good 3, penetrometer 4.95 Friday morning. So yeah, look, there's a great cushion of grass right across the track, so I suspect it's going to be playing really fair and even, and every horse is going to have their chance. So we've had a little bit of rainfall this week, 3.4 in total. All it did is just really keep the track fresh and keep a little bit of moisture in it. We haven't had rain for months. We've been in a really dry spell, so any bit of rain would certainly help us right across. But that little bit this week has just been ideal, and yeah, with that good cushion of grass, the track's in great order. There's a little bit of pressure, obviously, with the magnitude of the event. But look, we take it in our stride. I have a great team of guys working behind me, and we certainly able to manage these days as we do any other typical race meeting. Of course, you can't really take away from the event and how special it is, and it's a special time for everyone. So very happy. I think the team's done a great job.
We're well versed in putting on major events. It's what we do, and this race day is shaping to just be a bigger event. So we've had to build additional infrastructure. We've got more undercover and shaded areas than ever before. We've tried to segment our audience and provide something for everyone, from things like the Punters Pavilion and the Punters Pack to our alcohol-free family fun zone, to the normal corporate and racing products that you have, great products for members, and an infield event precinct to try and increase our capacity to really get the biggest possible crowd here. When we started, we were thinking about how best to benchmark the day, because we didn't have a benchmark in spring at this time of year, so we benchmarked it to the championships, and I'm pleased to say that on trend it looks like being bigger than the championships.